Have you ever wondered why we shift our clocks twice a year? This practice, which might seem odd or even annoying to some, has a fascinating backstory that stretches back centuries. This seemingly bizarre practice, known as daylight saving time, has a surprisingly long and convoluted history. It's a tale that intertwines science, economics, and a bit of humor. It all started with a seemingly simple observation about sunlight. The way the sun rises and sets has always influenced human activity, but one man saw an opportunity to optimize this natural cycle. Benjamin Franklin, the ingenious inventor and statesman, noticed something peculiar. He was always keen on finding ways to improve daily life, and his observations about sunlight led to an interesting idea. During summer mornings, the sun rose long before people were awake. This meant that valuable daylight hours were being wasted while people slept. In 1784, with characteristic wit, Franklin penned an essay titled "An Economical Project for Diminishing the Cost of Light." In this essay, he humorously suggested that people could save money on candles by waking up earlier. He proposed a novel solution: shift sleep schedules to align with the sun's natural rhythm. By doing so, people could make better use of the daylight and reduce their dependence on artificial lighting. By waking up earlier during the summer months, people could take advantage of the extended daylight hours. This would not only save money, but also promote a healthier lifestyle by encouraging outdoor activities. This would reduce reliance on candles and lamps, saving money and resources. Franklin's idea was both practical and forward-thinking, aiming to make the most of natural light. Franklin's idea, while intriguing, was ahead of its time. The world wasn't quite ready to adopt such a radical change in daily routines. Clocks were not yet standardized, and the concept of manipulating time itself seemed outlandish. People were used to the natural flow of time, and the idea of changing it was met with skepticism. Little did he know that his whimsical suggestion would one day spark a global debate and forever alter the way we measure our days. The idea of daylight saving time would eventually be adopted by many countries around the world. While Franklin's idea was never implemented in his lifetime, it planted the seed for what would become daylight saving time. His forward-thinking approach to making the most of daylight continues to influence our lives today. The year is 1916, a time of great upheaval and change. Europe is engulfed in the turmoil of World War I, a conflict that has reshaped the continent and its people. Resources are scarce, and every ounce of energy is precious. Nations are looking for innovative ways to conserve and make the most of what they have. Germany, facing immense pressure on the home front, became the first nation to implement a system resembling modern daylight saving time. This was a bold move in a time of crisis. The goal was simple, yet crucial: conserve energy. By shifting the clocks forward, they aimed to make better use of natural daylight. By extending daylight into the evening hours, the Germans hoped to reduce their dependence on artificial lighting, which was a significant drain on their limited resources. The idea quickly gained traction across the continent. It was a practical solution to a pressing problem. Many other European nations, including Great Britain, France, and Russia, soon followed suit, recognizing the strategic advantage of aligning their clocks with the sun. This alignment helped them conserve fuel and resources. The United States, initially hesitant, joined the daylight saving time bandwagon in 1918. The decision was influenced by the need to support the war effort and bolster the economy. The move was driven by the need to support the war effort and bolster the economy. Factories could operate longer hours without the need for additional lighting, and this increased productivity. The adoption of daylight saving time during World War I marked a turning point in how nations approached time management. What began as a quirky suggestion had transformed into a strategic tool with tangible benefits. It was no longer just about saving energy, it was about maximizing efficiency and productivity. The success of daylight saving time in reducing energy consumption and boosting productivity during wartime would have lasting implications. It shaped the way nations managed time and resources for decades to come, influencing policies and practices well beyond the war years. Following World War I, daylight saving time entered a period of global flux. Some nations, having experienced its benefits firsthand, embraced daylight saving time as a permanent fixture. Others, however, viewed it as a wartime anomaly and promptly reverted to standard time. The result was a patchwork of time zones, with neighboring countries often operating on different schedules. World War II breathed new life into daylight saving time. As the conflict escalated, nations once again turned to time manipulation as a means of bolstering their war efforts. The United States, under President Franklin D. Roosevelt, implemented year-round daylight saving time throughout the war, dubbing it wartime. However, the end of World War II did not bring about uniformity in daylight saving time observance. The decision of whether or not to adopt daylight saving time was left to individual nations, leading to a complex and often confusing global time landscape. Some countries experimented with different start and end dates, while others abolished and later reinstated daylight saving time, creating a chronological roller coaster for travelers and businesses alike. Beyond its wartime origins, daylight saving time has been touted for its potential to influence a wide range of human activities, from the way we manage our daily routines to how we interact with our environment. Proponents argue that daylight saving time offers a myriad of benefits, from energy conservation and reduced traffic accidents to increased outdoor recreation and retail sales. They believe that by making better use of natural daylight, we can create a more efficient and enjoyable daily life. The logic behind these claims is rooted in the idea that by shifting daylight hours, we can align our activities more closely with the natural light available, thus optimizing our use of time and resources. By doing so, we can subtly nudge human behavior in desired directions, encouraging more productive and healthier lifestyles. For example, extending daylight into the evening encourages people to spend more time outdoors, engaging in physical activities and social interactions that contribute to overall well-being. This shift can potentially reduce energy consumption from lighting and appliances, as people rely more on natural light and less on artificial sources. It can also boost retail sales, as people are more likely to shop after work when there is still daylight, creating a more vibrant and active economy. The extended daylight hours provide a more inviting atmosphere for shopping and leisure activities, encouraging people to spend more time and money in local businesses. Additionally, some studies suggest that daylight saving time can lead to a decrease in traffic accidents and crime rates, as there is more daylight during peak evening hours, making streets safer and more secure. The increased visibility during these hours can help reduce the likelihood of accidents and deter criminal activities, contributing to a safer community. However, it's important to note that the actual impact of daylight saving time on these various aspects of life is often difficult to isolate and quantify. The complexity of human behavior and environmental factors makes it challenging to draw definitive conclusions. Many factors influence energy consumption, crime rates, and consumer behavior, making it challenging to determine the precise role of daylight saving time. These factors include technological advancements, economic conditions, and cultural practices. Despite these challenges, the idea that we can manipulate time to shape human activity persists, reflecting our ongoing desire to optimize our lives and environments. Nevertheless, the belief that we can manipulate time to shape human activity persists, fueling ongoing debates about the merits and drawbacks of daylight saving time. These debates often center around the balance between potential benefits and the disruptions caused by changing the clocks. As communities continue to weigh the pros and cons, the conversation about daylight saving time remains a dynamic and evolving topic, reflecting our collective efforts to find the best ways to live and work in harmony with the natural world.